Captain Lyra Quinn stood at the edge of the observation deck, staring out at the sparkling stars. The bridge of the starship Aurora hummed with soft vibrations as the engines prepared to enter the new system. Lyra was not a young woman. She had seen more planets than most humans could name, faced dangers that could break even the strongest minds, and survived. But standing there, she felt a thrill that never faded. "Captain," came a voice, bright and energetic. Lyra turned to see Arin Jale, the youngest officer she had ever seen in the human fleet. He looked no older than 20, with sharp green eyes and a mess of dark hair that seemed to defy gravity just like him. "The scanners have picked up a planet with unusual energy readings. It's unlike anything we've seen before." Lyra studied him for a moment. There was confidence in his voice, but more than that, curiosity. That kind of curiosity could be dangerous, but it was also exactly the kind of spark humanity needed. She smiled faintly. "Show me," she said. Aaron's eyes lit up. He moved quickly to the control panel, tapping and swiping. Lights flickered across the screen, and a three-dimensional image of the planet appeared. Its surface shimmered in shades of violet and silver, unlike anything in the known galaxy. Strange geometric patterns seemed to float just above its surface, pulsing softly. "Is it natural?" Lyra asked, narrowing her eyes. "Not that I've seen," Aaron admitted. "It almost feels—" Lyra's pulse quickened. She had encountered many mysteries in her life, but few had made her feel both cautious and excited at the same time. "Prepare a landing team," she said. "I want a closer look." Aaron nodded, almost bouncing with energy. "Already on it, Captain." As the ship descended, Lyra thought about the young officer beside her. Aaron was brilliant, but he was still human, still young, still untested. Age had always been her measure of experience. And yet, there was something about him that made her feel like humanity had finally grown into its own in the stars. When they reached the planet's atmosphere, the Aurora shuddered. The violet sky shimmered around them, reflecting the soft pulses from the surface below. Lyra gripped the railing, feeling the excitement in her bones. Aaron pointed to the readings. "The energy is strongest near that ridge," he said. "It's calling to us." "Almost." "Calling to us?" Lyra raised an eyebrow. "Yes," Aaron said, his voice low. "It feels like it wants to be found." Lyra allowed herself a small laugh. "Well, let's answer the call." Then, the landing was rough but controlled. The ground was soft, almost like living moss under their boots. As the team stepped out, they were greeted by patterns in the terrain that seemed to shift when observed directly, as if the planet itself were aware of their presence. Aaron knelt and touched the moss-like surface. "It's warm, almost like it's breathing." Lyra watched him carefully. "Be careful." But curiosity won over caution. Humans had always been explorers, and now, in this strange system, that instinct burned brighter than ever. As they moved closer to the glowing ridge, strange shapes began to emerge. Towers of light, delicate and translucent, rose like crystal trees. They pulsed with energy, casting reflections across the team's faces. Lyra felt a thrill of awe. No alien intelligence she had encountered before had communicated so clearly through its environment. Aaron reached out his hand, mesmerized. "It's beautiful." Lyra nodded, equally captivated. "Yes, and dangerous, most likely." A sudden hum vibrated through the ground, and the lights of the towers brightened. The team froze. Lyra's hand went to her sidearm, but the hum was not hostile. It was rhythmic, almost musical. Aaron tilted his head, studying the pattern. "It's trying to communicate. I think it recognizes us." Lyra's eyes widened. "Recognizes humans?" He nodded slowly. "Not just humans. You, Captain, specifically." Lyra stared at him. Aaron shrugged. Maybe it senses experience. Maybe it senses something about the choices you've made in the galaxy. For a moment, the weight of his words hung in the air. Lyra had always believed that leadership meant more than command. It meant understanding, intuition, and sometimes, empathy. Perhaps this planet recognized that. A sudden pulse of light shot from the tallest tower, connecting with Aaron's hand. He staggered slightly, but smiled. It trusts me. Lyra rushed to his side. Are you okay? Yes, he said, eyes wide with wonder. It's giving me visions, memories, glimpses of things I don't understand yet. The alien energy wrapped around them both, and for the first time, Lyra saw something in Aaron that she had not noticed before. Raw human potential. Not born of experience, not of age, but of instinct, courage, and curiosity. Humans were young in the galaxy, often underestimated by older civilizations. Yet here was living proof that age did not determine capability. The hum deepened, and the towers began to glow brighter, responding to Aaron's touch. Lyra realized that this planet, this intelligence, had chosen them. Humans, young and old, experienced and untested. Together, as the team cautiously explored further, Lyra kept a close eye on Aaron. His youth, his energy, his fearless curiosity, it was all a reminder that humanity's strength lay not in any single individual, but in their ability to combine wisdom with creativity, experience with boldness. Hours passed, and the alien towers continued their silent communication. Patterns shifted in ways no human mind could fully predict. Lyra marveled at the planet's intelligence. Here, in the middle of the galaxy, humans were not just visitors, they were participants in something far greater. At one point, Aaron turned to her, eyes glowing with reflected light. You know, Captain, humans aren't the strongest or the oldest species in the galaxy, but maybe we're the only ones who can feel this, connect like this. Lyra nodded, feeling a swell of pride. Maybe you're right, Aaron. Maybe this is what makes us different. He grinned. Different can be good. Yes, Lyra said softly. Different can be extraordinary. As night fell over the alien world, the team set up camp near the ridge. The tower's light bathed the area in soft violet hues, and the hum continued a lullaby of intelligence and life, welcoming them, acknowledging them, challenging them. Lyra sat beside Aaron, watching the tower's pulse. She realized something profound. Age mattered little. Experience mattered, yes, but in this vast galaxy, adaptability, curiosity, courage, and empathy could outweigh decades of knowledge. Humans had survived because of these traits, and humans would thrive because of them. Aaron looked at her, smiling in the quiet glow. You're older than me, Captain. But somehow, I feel like we're equal here. Lyra smiled back, warmth spreading through her chest. Yes, Aaron. Here, age doesn't matter. Curiosity and courage do. And in that moment, standing on a world alive with intelligence, Lyra knew something undeniable. Humanity had arrived in the galaxy not just as explorers, but as equals. Strong, adaptable, and fearless. And the young man beside her was living proof that their potential was limitless. The night passed with soft pulses of light, alien music that resonated with the human soul. Lyra slept lightly, one eye always on Aaron, one eye on the stars. Tomorrow, they would explore more. They would face unknown dangers. They would meet civilizations older and wiser than humans. But for now, they were here, alive, connected, and together. And for Lyra Quinn, the words echoed in her mind. Love doesn't count years. Curiosity doesn't count age. Humanity doesn't count limits. The sun, or what passed for a sun on this strange planet, rose slowly over the violet horizon. Its light danced across the translucent towers, casting shifting patterns of reflection on the soft, moss-like ground. Captain Lyra Quinn stood near the ridge, scanning the landscape with practiced eyes. Though she had seen countless worlds in her long career, this one was different. It felt alive in a way that no machine, no ancient alien, and no human mind could fully understand. Areen Jale, standing beside her, was already moving with quick energy. His eyes followed the glowing patterns on the ground, his fingers brushing against the moss as if it held answers. "Captain, I think the towers are reacting to us," he said. "When I touch them, the pulses change rhythm." Lyra nodded. "Careful. We don't know how they'll react if we push too far." But Aaron had always been careful in his own way. His care came from curiosity, not fear. He stepped closer to one of the smaller towers, placing both hands gently on its surface. The tower shimmered, and a soft vibration ran through his body. Images flashed in his mind. Swirling galaxies, alien cities, and human ships moving through space. Unseen, yet observed. Lyra watched him closely. She had faced danger many times, but she had never seen fear in Aaron. Instead, he radiated wonder, a kind of awe that reminded her why humanity had survived and thrived across the stars. Humans were young compared to many civilizations, yet they had one advantage: imagination, courage, and the ability to adapt. Suddenly, the hum of the towers intensified, and the energy waves spread across the ridge. Lyra felt her hair lift slightly, the subtle pull of the planet's power brushing against her skin. She raised her hand to touch Aaron's shoulder. "Stay alert. This energy is strong. We don't know what it's capable of." Aaron nodded, eyes bright with focus. "I understand, Captain. But it feels friendly, like it wants us to learn, not harm us." Lyra allowed herself a small smile. The team moved cautiously across the ridge, guided by the pulsing towers. Each step revealed more wonders. Crystalline formations that hummed in tune with their footsteps, floating orbs of light that seemed to observe them silently, and alien flora that responded to their presence. Lyra felt a thrill she hadn't felt in years, the thrill of discovery. As they approached the largest tower, the ground beneath them trembled slightly. A soft, melodic vibration resonated through the moss. Lyra signaled the team to stop. "This is no ordinary planet," she said quietly. "It's aware." Aaron stepped forward, undeterred. "Then let's show it humans are worth noticing." He placed both hands on the towering crystal, and the hum transformed into a complex pattern of tones and lights. Lyra felt it in her chest, a rhythm that seemed to sync with her heartbeat. The visions came again, but this time she saw them too. Flashes of human history, moments of courage, sacrifice, and innovation. The planet was not just observing humans, it was understanding them. Lyra's mind raced. If this planet can communicate, maybe it can teach us something. Maybe it's a test. Aaron nodded, his face lit with excitement. Or a gift. Suddenly, one of the team members, Lieutenant Core, pointed to the horizon. "Captain, movement ships approaching." Lyra's eyes narrowed. Aliens? Oh, they were unlike any species she had seen. Sleek, dark vessels glided silently through the violet sky. They emitted no sound but radiated a subtle pressure that Lyra could feel in her bones. These were observers, perhaps guardians of the planet. Aaron placed his hand back on the tower. The pulses reacted instantly, forming a protective dome around the team. Lyra realized then that the planet itself was acting as their shield. Humanity's boldness, curiosity, and willingness to engage without aggression had earned its trust. The alien ships paused at the edge of the dome. Lyra took a deep breath, Let's not provoke them, she said. We need to show respect, not fear. Aaron's eyes glimmered with understanding. I think the planet is showing them we're allies. The ships hovered for a long moment, then slowly retreated, leaving the ridge in silence. The hum of the towers softened, almost as if sighing in relief. Lyra allowed herself a small smile. Humans had survived countless challenges, often underestimated by stronger and older civilizations. Yet here, on a world far from Earth, their unique qualities, courage, creativity, and adaptability, had earned them protection. As they continued their exploration, Aaron discovered a strange device embedded in the moss. It pulsed gently, responding to his touch. Lyra knelt beside him. Do you understand it? She asked. Not fully, Aaron admitted. But it feels like it's alive. Maybe it's part of the planet's intelligence. Lyra studied it. Humans often assumed that intelligence required machines or technology. Yet here was living proof that life itself could think, communicate, and interact on a level far beyond most species' understanding. Hours passed. The team cataloged strange minerals, observed the living towers, and recorded the rhythmic pulses that seemed to correspond to thoughts or emotions. Every moment revealed more about the planet and about humanity's place in the galaxy. At one point, Aaron spoke quietly. Captain, do you ever think we're too small? Too young? Lyra looked at him, studying his earnest expression. I used to. When I started in the fleet, I worried humans could never compete with older, wiser civilizations. But I've learned something important. Strength isn't measured by age or size. It's measured by courage, creativity, and the willingness to act when others hesitate. Aaron nodded slowly. Then maybe this planet saw that in us. Lyra smiled. Yes, and maybe it's right. Maybe humanity has a place here, because we think differently, feel differently, and take risks others wouldn't. The team set up a temporary base near the largest tower. As night fell, the alien world transformed. The towers pulsed with gentle light, illuminating the moss in shifting patterns. The hum became a soothing song, resonating with every human heartbeat. Lyra stood beside Aaron, watching the interplay of light and shadow. You know, she said quietly, humans are small in the galaxy, but moments like this, they remind me we can be extraordinary. Aaron glanced at her, eyes shining. Extraordinary. I like that. The night deepened. The tower's hum continued, a constant reminder of life, intelligence, and possibility. Lyra felt something she hadn't in years. Hope. Humanity had faced empires, dangers, and unknown stars. They had survived not because of strength alone, but because they dared to dream, explore, and connect. The visions from the towers returned briefly, showing glimpses of what humanity could become. Ships sailing across new galaxies, humans learning from alien civilizations, and humans teaching others about courage, compassion, and creativity. Lyra felt her chest tighten. She had led her people into countless challenges, but she had never seen a future so clearly filled with possibility. Aaron leaned close, whispering, Captain, we can do this. Humanity can do this. Lyra smiled. Yes, Aaron. We can. And together, young and old, we'll show the galaxy what humans are capable of. As dawn approached, the team rested near the glowing towers. Lyra kept a vigilant watch. One eye on Aaron, one on the horizon. She knew challenges would come: alien forces, unpredictable dangers, and the unknown itself. But she also knew that humans, with their courage, ingenuity, and unbreakable spirit, would face them all. And in that quiet morning light, as the towers pulsed in gentle patterns, Lyra understood a truth that had been growing inside her since she first met Irene. Humanity was small, but it was fierce. Humans were young, but they were capable of greatness. And when humans faced the unknown together, nothing, not age, not fear, not the vastness of space, could hold them back. Aaron looked at the towers, his hand brushing one gently. "They trust us," he said softly. Lyra nodded. "And we will not betray that trust. Not now. Not ever." The planet's hum deepened, wrapping around them like a promise. Humanity had been tested, and humanity had passed. In this strange corner of the galaxy, young and old stood united. Curiosity and courage had conquered doubt. Adaptability had overcome fear. And in that moment, Captain Lyra Quinn knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, humans would continue to shine. Small, young, and extraordinary. The first part of their journey had ended, but the trials of the unknown were only beginning. And for Lyra and Aaron, the adventure had just begun. The alien world was no longer a distant mystery. Its violet skies and pulsing towers had become familiar to Captain Lyra Quinn and her team. But familiarity did not mean safety. Lyra knew the galaxy was vast, full of civilizations older and wiser than humanity, and not all of them welcomed newcomers. Aaron Jal moved along the ridge, hands brushing the soft moss, studying the patterns in the glowing towers. "Captain," he said, excitement and concern mixing in his voice, "the tower's pulses, they're changing, almost like they're reacting to something outside our dome." Lyra's eyes narrowed. "Something outside?" "Yes," Aaron said, pointing toward the horizon. I think other ships are approaching. Not the ones we saw before." Lyra signaled the team to hold position. Her mind raced. The galaxy was full of unknowns, and older civilizations often tested humans, seeing them as unpredictable and dangerous or simply unworthy of respect. But she had learned long ago that humans survived by turning perceived weaknesses into strength. Their unpredictability, their courage, their creativity, these were not disadvantages. They were what made humans extraordinary. Through the soft morning haze, dark silhouettes appeared. Ships unlike anything Lyra had seen before glided across the horizon. Sleek, angular, and imposing, they radiated a silent power that made her team tense. "Enemies?" Lieutenant Corr asked quietly. Lyra shook her head slowly. "Not sure yet, but we can't assume goodwill. Everyone will test humanity at some point." Aaron placed his hand on one of the pulsing towers. The hum intensified, forming a protective barrier around the team. Lyra felt the subtle vibration in her chest, a steady rhythm that reassured her. The planet itself seemed to sense the approaching threat and acted to protect its human visitors. The alien ship stopped at the edge of the dome. Lyra stepped forward, keeping her posture calm but confident. "We are explorers," she said aloud, not sure if they could understand. "We come in peace. We seek knowledge and connection." The ships remained silent. Then, a projection appeared in the sky. A holographic figure, tall, angular, and elegant, with luminous patterns running along its body. Its voice resonated directly into Lyra's mind. Lyra responded carefully, her voice firm but respectful. "We mean no harm. We are here to understand, to learn, and to connect. Your world is remarkable, and we wish to honor it." The figure hesitated, then spoke again. "Many civilizations have come before you. They were not as adaptable. Your kind is unpredictable. Yet, your courage is noted." Lyra's chest tightened with pride. Humans were often underestimated. Younger than most species, smaller than many, technologically new compared to ancient civilizations, yet here, their courage, creativity, and resilience were being recognized. Aaron whispered to her, eyes shining. "The planet, it trusts us. Maybe it's showing them." Lyra nodded. "Exactly. We must honor that trust." The alien figure studied them, its luminous patterns flickering. Then, after what felt like an eternity, it spoke again. "Very well, humans. You may continue your exploration. But be warned. The galaxy tests all who seek knowledge. You will face challenges you cannot predict." Lyra bowed slightly, a gesture of respect. "We understand. And we are ready." Tootie. Tootie. Two. As the alien ships disappeared over the horizon, the tension eased. But Lyra knew the warning was real. Exploration was never simple. Every new world, every unknown species, carried risks. Humanity's strength was not in avoiding danger but in facing it. Together, with courage and ingenuity. Arin turned to her, excitement and determination in his voice. "Captain, the towers, they're reacting differently now. It's like they're preparing us for something." Lyra studied the pulsing light. "Then we must be ready. Humans survive because we adapt. We think differently. We take risks others would avoid." The team spent the next hours mapping the ridge, observing the patterns in the towers, and recording the soft pulses of energy. Lyra watched Arin work, impressed by his combination of youthful curiosity and fearless logic. He asked questions, made observations, and suggested ideas the team had not considered. Experience and youth were working together, something uniquely human. During a quiet moment, Lyra and Arin sat by one of the smaller towers. The hum resonated softly, almost like a conversation. "You know, Captain," Arin said, gazing at the glowing surface, "some people might think humans are too small, too young, too weak for the galaxy." Lyra smiled faintly. "I used to think that too. But I've learned that humans have something other species often lack: courage, creativity, and connection. We survive not because we are the strongest, but because we adapt and care." Arin nodded. "And sometimes, because we trust each other, even when others doubt us." Lyra studied him, feeling a warmth she hadn't expected. The team, their mission, and this strange planet had reminded her of a truth humans often forgot. Age was not the measure of strength. Connection, courage, and ingenuity were far more powerful. Suddenly, the hum of the towers changed. A rhythmic vibration pulsed through the ground. Lyra's instincts told her something was coming. Something big. "Team, stay alert," she ordered. "This is no ordinary signal. Something is approaching, and we don't know what it wants." From the far ridge, a massive shape emerged, a living creature, enormous, shimmering with bioluminescent patterns that mirrored the towers. It moved gracefully, despite its size, and its eyes large, intelligent, and aware, focused directly on the humans. Arin's eyes widened. "It's alive. The planet itself sent it." Lyra nodded, her hand resting lightly on her sidearm. "Stay calm. Show respect. This is another test." The creature approached slowly. Its movements were deliberate, intelligent. When it stopped before the team, the hum of the towers resonated in harmony with its body. Arin stepped forward, carefully. "Hello," he said softly. "We mean no harm. We're here to learn." The creature's patterns shifted, forming shapes that seemed to communicate directly with their minds. Images of past civilizations, of challenges overcome, and of danger awaited. It was not threatening. It was teaching. Lyra felt awe mixed with determination. Humanity had faced countless unknowns and survived. This was another test, and she would meet it with courage. "We are ready," she said aloud. Arin mirrored her stance. Together, young and old, experience and curiosity combined, they faced the living intelligence of the planet. Hours passed. The creature guided them along a hidden path, showing them tunnels of crystal and energy streams that carried the lifeblood of the planet. Lyra and Aaron absorbed everything, taking notes, recording patterns, and discussing strategies. Humanity's adaptability shone through. They learned quickly, made connections, and solved problems that older civilizations might have struggled with. By nightfall, the team returned to the ridge, exhausted but exhilarated. Lyra looked at Irene, pride swelling in her chest. You see, Aaron? Humans are underestimated for a reason. Others expect us to fail. But we adapt, we survive, and sometimes we excel. Aaron grinned. I see it now, Captain. Humanity isn't small. We're extraordinary. Lyra nodded, smiling faintly. Yes, extraordinary. And the galaxy is only beginning to notice. The tower's hum settled into a gentle rhythm for the night. A reminder that humans had been tested and had passed. Yet Lyra knew more challenges lay ahead. The galaxy was vast, full of intelligent species, unknown dangers, and unpredictable forces. But humans, with their courage, ingenuity, and adaptability, would face them all. As the stars sparkled above, Lyra realized something deeper. Humans were often judged by age, size, or technology. Yet none of those measures mattered when curiosity, courage, and connection could change the course of history. And beside her, Aaron, young, fearless, brilliant, was living proof of humanity's limitless potential. Sleep came lightly, the team resting under the glow of the towers. Lyra watched Aaron for a moment before closing her eyes. They had faced doubts, outsiders, and challenges, but humanity had prevailed again. Age did not matter. Youth and experience, curiosity and wisdom, they worked together to overcome the shadows of doubt. And in that quiet moment, Captain Lyra Quinn knew. No matter what the galaxy threw at them, humans would continue to shine. Bold, unpredictable, and extraordinary. Tomorrow, the trials would grow harder. But tonight, humanity had proven once again that courage, connection, and creativity were stronger than any fear, doubt, or obstacle. The glow of the alien towers bathed the ridge in violet light as dawn crept over the horizon. Captain Lyra Quinn stood at the edge of the observation platform, her gaze fixed on the largest tower. The energy within it had grown stronger, more intense, pulsing rhythmically, as though the planet itself were calling them to a new test. Aaron Jale approached, notebook in hand, his eyes bright with determination. Captain, the towers. They're signaling something. It's not just communication anymore. It's a pathway. Something is opening. Lyra nodded, her experience telling her this was the moment they had prepared for. Then we follow it, carefully. Humanity has survived impossible odds before. We will face this challenge the same way, with courage, creativity, and unity. The team assembled near the base of the tower. Its translucent surface shimmered, revealing a central core that seemed to spin with energy. The hum intensified, resonating through every bone in Lyra's body. She could feel the pull of power, almost magnetic in its strength. Aaron stepped forward, placing his hands on the tower. Images flooded his mind, swirling galaxies, distant civilizations, and pathways through the stars. The tower was showing them a wormhole, a direct portal to a part of space even older alien civilizations feared to enter. Lyra watched him closely. Are you sure? She asked. Aaron nodded, voice steady but awed. Yes, Captain. It's a gateway, and it's guiding us. The team exchanged nervous glances. They had faced unknown worlds, alien intelligence, and even potential enemies. But this was different. The wormhole led to a region of space that no human had ever traveled. The risks were beyond imagination, and yet, the planet had chosen them. Humanity's courage, adaptability, and connection had earned this trust. Lyra took a deep breath. We step forward together. No hesitation. No fear. Humans are not defined by size or age, but by what we do when others doubt us. Aaron grinned, inspired. Then let's show them what humanity can do. The team activated their gear and moved toward the glowing core. As they approached, a wave of energy swept over them, lifting them slightly off their feet. The wormhole opened fully. A swirling tunnel of violet and silver light stretching across the sky. It was breathtaking and terrifying. Lyra led the team into the portal, and immediately, space itself seemed to bend around them. Stars streaked past in long lines. Time felt distorted, and the hum of the towers resonated in their minds, as if guiding them. Aaron clutched his notebook tightly, recording observations even as reality warped around them. Hours or maybe minutes later, they emerged into a region of space unlike any they had seen. Nebulae of gold and green stretched across the horizon, and strange planets orbited twin suns. The energy here was intense, wild, and alive. Lyra felt the pull of power, but she also felt humanity's potential strength and courage shining brightly against the unknown. "Captain," Aaron whispered, eyes wide. This is incredible and dangerous. The readings. They're off any scale we've ever measured." Lyra nodded, eyes scanning the horizon. "Stay alert. Every wonder has a risk, and humans survive by noticing danger, thinking creatively, and acting decisively." Their first challenge appeared suddenly. A massive energy storm, swirling with colors no human mind had named, surged toward their path. The storm was alive, reacting to their presence, and seemed intent on testing them. "Shields up," Lyra ordered. The team scrambled, activating protective barriers around their ship. But the storm's energy was stronger than any weapon or shield they had. It was not just a natural phenomenon, it was intelligent. Aaron's eyes lit up. "Captain, the storm reacts to patterns. If we synchronize our shields with the energy pulses, we can pass through." Lyra's mind raced. "Do it, now." The team worked quickly, adjusting their shields to the rhythm of the storm. Energy pulses clashed against barriers, creating a symphony of light and sound. Lyra guided the ship with calm precision, while Aaron's quick thinking ensured their shields matched the storm's unpredictable patterns. Moments felt like hours. Every decision mattered. Every movement required precision. But humanity's adaptability shone. Together, experience and youth, courage and creativity guided them through the storm. When the storm finally passed, the team let out a collective sigh of relief. Lyra turned to Aaron, pride swelling in her chest. "See, Aaron, humans survive because we think differently, act boldly, and trust each other." Aaron smiled, exhilarated. "And because we never give up." The wormhole led them deeper into the unknown region. Strange planets, glowing asteroids, and currents of energy filled space around them. The planet's signals continued to guide them, providing hints and challenges that tested every skill the team had. At one point, they encountered a massive structure floating in space. An ancient alien construct, enormous and intricate, older than any human civilization. Its surface shimmered with light patterns that seemed to communicate directly with the mind. Lyra's voice was calm, confident. "Stay focused. This is not a trap. It's another test. Learn from it. Adapt, and we will succeed." Aaron approached the structure carefully. "The patterns, they're a puzzle. But I think I can decode it. The construct is testing our logic, creativity, and cooperation." Hours passed as they worked together, deciphering the alien design. Every solution required intuition and imagination, skills humans often underestimated in themselves. Lyra guided the team with experience, while Aaron contributed ideas no one else could have imagined. Slowly, they unlocked the structure's secrets. Suddenly, A corridor opened, revealing a chamber filled with a golden energy. It was unlike anything they had seen before, pure power, alive with intelligence, and responding to their presence. Lyra stepped forward carefully, sensing both danger and opportunity. "This is what the planet has led us to," she said quietly. "A chance to prove that humanity can face the unknown and succeed." Aaron's eyes sparkled. "Then let's do it. Together." The energy within the chamber pulsed, interacting with their ship, their minds, and their hearts. The team realized that this final challenge was not about strength or weapons. It was about connection, courage, and adaptability. Humanity's potential was being measured, and their success depended on trust, intuition, and unity. Lyra focused, her mind clear and steady. "Remember, humans survive because we act when others hesitate. We think creatively. We trust each other. This is what makes us extraordinary." Every port. Aaron followed her lead, placing his hands on the golden energy. The chamber responded to their combined presence, and a vision filled their minds. Humans, exploring new galaxies, overcoming impossible odds, and connecting with alien civilizations in ways no one had imagined. The test was complete. The golden energy receded, leaving the team unharmed but forever changed. They had passed the ultimate challenge not through strength or technology, but through courage, creativity, and unity. Lyra turned to Aaron, pride shining in her eyes. "See, Aaron? Humans are more than their size, their age, or their technology. We survive, we adapt, and we thrive because we face the unknown together." Aaron grinned, exhausted but exhilarated. The wormhole stabilized, guiding them back to the alien planet. As they emerged, the glowing towers pulsed warmly. As if congratulating them, Lyra felt a deep sense of accomplishment. The planet had tested humanity, and humanity had proven its worth. As the team prepared to rest, Lyra looked at Aaron. "You know, age doesn't matter in the galaxy. Courage, curiosity, and creativity, those are what define us." Aaron smiled, "And together, young and old, we can face anything." Lyra nodded, a quiet pride in her heart. Humanity had survived countless challenges, and this was another proof of their extraordinary potential. The stars stretched infinitely around them, full of mysteries, dangers, and wonders. And Lyra knew that humans adaptable, courageous, and united were ready for whatever came next. The night fell gently over the ridge. The towers hummed softly, and the wormhole glimmered in the distance, a reminder of what humanity had achieved. Lyra watched the stars, her thoughts focused on the journey ahead. Humans were small in the galaxy, young compared to other civilizations, but their courage, ingenuity, and connection made them extraordinary. And beside her, Aaron, young, fearless, brilliant, was living proof that humanity's future was limitless. The ultimate challenge had been met. Humanity had succeeded not through might alone, but through heart, mind, and unity. And tomorrow, more adventures awaited, new trials, new discoveries, and new ways to prove that humans could shine in even the darkest corners of the galaxy. The twin suns of the alien planet cast long, golden shadows across the ridge. Captain Lyra Quinn stood at the edge of the observation platform, her eyes scanning the horizon. The glowing towers pulsed softly, as if acknowledging the humans' achievement. They had faced the planet's ultimate challenge, navigated the wormhole, solved the alien construct, and emerged victorious. Humanity had proven itself not by strength alone, but by courage, creativity, and unity. Aaron Jale approached, notebook in hand, his expression a mixture of exhaustion and exhilaration. "Captain, we did it. The planet, it accepted us. It's proud, in a way." Lyra smiled faintly, her heart swelling. "Not proud of us individually. Proud of what humanity can do when we act together. That is our strength. The team gathered, sharing a quiet sense of accomplishment. Every member had contributed experience and youth, wisdom and curiosity, courage and creativity. Humans had faced the unknown and prevailed. Lyra turned her gaze toward the stars. We've shown that humans can survive challenges that older civilizations cannot. That we can learn, adapt, and thrive. And that is only the beginning. Aaron tilted his head, thoughtful. Do you think the other species will see it that way? Lyra nodded slowly. Eventually. They may doubt humans at first. They may think we are too small, too young, too inexperienced. But moments like this, they leave a mark. And the galaxy will notice. The glowing towers began to hum in a rising cadence. Lyra felt the vibrations in her chest, in tune with her heartbeat. She understood now the planet was granting them a gift. Knowledge, understanding, and a way to navigate the galaxy that no other species had been offered. Humanity had earned trust that centuries of technology or conquest could not buy. As the team prepared to leave, a ripple of energy swept across the ridge. Lyra stepped forward, sensing that the planet had one last message. A vision filled her mind. Humans traveling across the stars, sharing knowledge, facing dangers, and connecting with civilizations of all kinds. Every act of courage, creativity, and empathy strengthened humanity's place in the galaxy. Aaron touched her arm gently. Captain, we're part of something bigger now. Not just explorers, but ambassadors. Lyra nodded, her eyes shining with pride. Yes, Areen. Humanity is no longer just surviving. We are thriving. We are making our mark. The journey back to the Aurora was quiet but filled with energy. Each member of the team reflected on what they had accomplished. Lyra watched Aaron, remembering the young, fearless officer who had joined her weeks ago. He had grown, and so had she. Age no longer mattered. What mattered was courage, connection, and the human spirit. Once aboard the ship, Lyra initiated the jump sequence back to human space. The stars blurred as the engines roared to life. Yet even in motion, the lessons of the alien planet stayed with them. The importance of observation, the value of adaptability, and the power of working together. During the jump, Aaron leaned against the observation window, staring at the streaking stars. Captain, humans can really do anything, can't we? Lyra smiled. Yes, Aaron. When we trust each other, use our minds, and act with courage, there is almost nothing we cannot achieve. Hours later, human space came into view. Their return was met with curiosity and awe. Reports of their mission had reached the fleet, and humanity's reputation had begun to spread across the stars. Ships from allied civilizations approached, eager to learn what humans had discovered. Lyra stood on the observation deck, looking down at the bustling stations and ships. This is what happens when we embrace our strengths, Aaron. Humans are young, yes, but we are resilient. We are unpredictable in ways that others underestimate. And that is exactly why we thrive. Aaron grinned. And because we never stop exploring, we keep going, even when others doubt us. Lyra nodded. Exactly. Humanity survives and grows because we face the unknown with curiosity, courage, and connection. We make our own way, and we prove ourselves every step of the journey. The alien planet's gift had not ended with the wormhole. Knowledge of energy patterns, navigation techniques, and the principles of adaptation would allow humans to reach places no one else dared. Their success became a symbol across human space, a reminder that humans, despite being small and young, could accomplish extraordinary things. Lyra called a meeting with her team. We've done more than survive, she began. We've proven that humans can face the galaxy without fear. Our strength is not in machines or numbers, but in our creativity, courage, and connection. This is the legacy we leave, not just for ourselves, but for everyone Who will follow? The team nodded, inspired. Every human on board felt a renewed sense of purpose. Humanity was not just a species, it was a force, a symbol of hope, and a shining example of what courage and ingenuity could achieve. As the Aurora docked at the nearest human station, crowds of scientists, explorers, and admirals gathered. They had heard rumors of the alien world, the wormhole, and the living towers. Now they witnessed the return of humans who had faced the ultimate challenge and emerged victorious. Lyra stepped forward, her voice steady and clear. We have returned, not just as explorers, but as proof that humans are extraordinary. We are young in the galaxy, yes, but we are adaptable, brave, and capable of greatness beyond what others may expect. Aaron stepped beside her, smiling. Age does not define us. Experience matters, but courage, curiosity, and connection define humanity. The crowd erupted in applause. Their success had not only proven humanity's capability to other civilizations, but it had inspired their own people. Humans had always faced doubt from older civilizations, from rival species, and even from within themselves. But time and again, humanity had turned doubt into opportunity, fear into strength, and curiosity into achievement. Lyra looked around at her team, pride swelling in her chest. Remember this moment. Humanity thrives because we work together. We are unpredictable, adaptable, and courageous. And when we face the unknown, we will always find a way. Later that night, Lyra and Aaron stood on the observation deck together, looking at the stars. The alien tower's memory lingered in their minds, the lessons learned, the tests passed, the connection formed. You know, Aaron, Lyra said softly, humans have always been underestimated, but time and again, we show the galaxy our worth. Aaron nodded, his gaze steady. And together, we'll keep showing them. Young or old, experienced or new. It doesn't matter. Humanity's spirit is unstoppable. Lyra smiled. She had led countless missions, faced countless dangers, and witnessed countless civilizations. Yet this mission, this adventure, had reminded her of something fundamental. Courage, curiosity, and connection were humanity's greatest strengths. Age, size, or technology mattered little when those qualities guided them. The stars stretched endlessly before them, full of mysteries yet to explore. Lyra felt hope surge in her chest. Humanity had survived the ultimate challenge. They had faced the unknown and emerged stronger. And now, with courage in their hearts and unity in their minds, humans were ready for whatever lay ahead. As the station's lights twinkled below, Aaron whispered, Captain, I think humanity is ready for the galaxy. Lyra nodded, eyes shining. Yes, Aaron, we are ready. And we will continue to shine small, young, but extraordinary. Humanity will leave its mark across the stars. The hum of the alien towers echoed faintly in their minds. A reminder of the journey, the trials, and the triumph. Humans had proven themselves. They had survived not just by strength, but by heart, mind, and unity. And the galaxy had taken notice. Captain Lyra Quinn took a deep breath, feeling the weight and pride of the moment. Humans were no longer just visitors to the stars. They were explorers, problem solvers, and a force to be reckoned with. Together, young and old, brave and brilliant, they would continue to face the unknown and rise above every challenge. The journey was far from over. But one truth remained undeniable. Humans were extraordinary, and humanity would prevail.